Hey, we're back everyone, we're back, and here are my daily videos. If you guys are watching me, thank you so much first and foremost. But at the same time, as I'm here, I wanted to share real quick, my progression here on the Coursera courses that I'm taking, and on my, obviously, how the courses are. The courses are, for me so far, to get to the point, they are pretty much self-explanatory, pretty basic, as I said in my last explanation, my last video, but now I'm getting more to the difficult part. And to be honest, it's a little more time consuming. I haven't gotten to the part, but now we're actually going into where we're going to be creating folders and using the different systems, different operating systems, and actually using virtual computers, basically logging on to remote computers, and learning that part of the process as an obviously IT support specialist. So far, to be realistic, I haven't been on it for the last couple of days. It is a little bit more, I would say, more focused driven. But I did learn how to build, simple basics on how to build a computer if I wanted to, a home PC, obviously, the different parts of it, what each part entails, and the importance of each, I would say, part component in the computer itself, and how each of those plays its role, and how, depending on what you're using it for, it really depends on how powerful you want each component to be. So for that being this, for that sake, I say we should take the course just to learn about the computers itself, on what we want to really, take. It depends. Again, it could just be to learn. It could just be if you want to work in that industry. But I think I always want to find out what things that I use, how it works, how is it put together, what are the specs. And I think it's pretty interesting for me when I learn these things, and I kind of, in a way, not be able to maneuver them, but even to learn about them and understand them. So when I do use them, I can use them to the best of my ability and to the best of its capacity, and get the best out of it. Sometimes we just go through things, we use them, and we don't even think about it. So like the PC behind me, I've had it for about 2 years now, and I didn't know anything about it. Luckily, I went to a store, and the gentleman that was there had great insight, and he recommended a PC for the capacity that I was going to be using it for. Right, it was a little bit more on the pricier end, but at the same time, I was going to be using it for a lot more stuff and making it work a little bit harder, more load on it, and giving me a little bit more of a different type of capacity, which I would have to pay for. And again, for anything in life, it depends what we're going to use it for. Same thing. Same approach goes to on working out. I use the same thing for working out, for any type of class you want to take. It depends on what it is you're trying to do. What are you trying to accomplish? What are your intentions? And I think sometimes I watch a lot of videos on a lot of experts giving advice or telling us steps on how to do things, right? And off topic now on my Coursera, I think if you're gonna jump on anything, you want to do anything right now, especially right now with this pandemic going on, do things that you're passionate about. One, but at the same time, do it. Take the advice from everybody that's expert. Take your bits and pieces here, but understand that that's not the only way. There's many ways to do it, and it actually depends on what your intentions are. Everybody's intentions are different. If you're in it just just to grow and get, I would say, famous or whatever it is, then there's a way to do that. But if your intentionality is to build a community or build friendships or relationships and a long-lasting lifeline of connections, then it might be a different way to go about it, right? It might be a little bit more, the process might be a little bit longer. It might be a little bit more of a slower growth, but it'll be a lot more, I would say, beneficiary for yourself in the long term. And would you rather, as they say, would you rather get the money, $1 million now, and then and you be good for the rest of your life, or would you rather have a skill to build right now, and it's, or have the $1 million, sit down in the account and get the income on a monthly basis for a long time, right? You would want to have that, I would say, that steady flow of income on a monthly basis for a lifetime, not just a one deal thing, because we don't know where obviously the value of that 1 million will be in 10 to 20 years. It might not be worth that, right? As we all know, inflation, right? I know I'm going off topic here, but it's just trying to, I would say, compare and contrast on how whatever it is you're trying to do. If you're trying to have your own webpage, your own business, whatever it is, marketing. I've seen a lot of fitness influencers, even a YouTuber like myself doing my content here, content creation. What else? You name it, right? There's a lot of different type of experts in different fields, and I think there's room for every single person, every single thing you're good at. There's room for that. I've seen a lot of channels on different variety of I would say skills and expertise. So there's not, I don't think there's a one fit, one narrow road, which is great. Which means that if you're watching this right now, whatever it is you're doing, if you feel like it's weird, if you feel like nobody's listening to you, there's gonna be someone around the world that's gonna be, I would say, be attracted to your stuff, whatever it is that you're doing, because that is the power of the internet, the power of human nature. That they right now where you live in your town, there might not be anybody that really gets what you're doing, but you put it on the internet and you expand yourself and you expand your viewership, and you grow your own community outside of your own town you physically live in. And nobody might know what you're doing, nobody might know what you care for, but people across the, I would say, across the country, across the world, will know who you are, like your stuff, and support you and help you. I would say help you expand your, I would say, your worth, as far as your skill set, right? And it doesn't have to be locally. And I think that's the power of just believing in yourself, right? That's definitely a number one. But at the same time, if you have a passion for something, as I was today to Wayne Dyer, there's certain things that I come up with that I just want to try, and for no type of imminent gain or no type of I would say benefit to me, just because I want to try things. And some people think that's crazy. There's no reason for do that. You're not getting anything out of it. But I think that's the part of life, to challenge yourself, to learn new things, and whether you lose, whether you fail, whether you don't get anything for it, just the fact, the experience of you trying it, of you doing it, right? I've gone to different courses for a variety of I would say excuse me, I can't come up with the words. Variety of trades, a variety of professions, and I did it. Just didn't really care for it, didn't really understand it, and I just dropped it. And I just went a different direction. So I think there's nothing wrong with that, and I think that's what a lot of us are scared to try things and go different directions. But I think that's the way of life. Like I wouldn't be who I am today if I wouldn't have done those things. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing. But I think all those situations or things that I've tried and I've done, and places that I've been, and people that I've met, and problems that I've probably occurred along the way, and obviously I would say a lot of maybe issues or anger or just not communicating, and maybe a lot of I would say maybe even depressed thoughts, moments of despair. All those things are made me who I am today, and have helped me learn that most of the things, one, are temporary, and two, they are needed for your journey, for your trip, for your learning here on this universe. So don't ever, I think for me, like, I don't ever want to take away those experiences, right? Obviously, I'm not saying we're going to put ourselves in those situations all the time, but sometimes these are the things that are needed for us to expand, grow, become wiser, become more aware, and just, I would say, getting used to that, right? Not thinking that is the end all be all. Understand that it's just part of your journey. It's a temporary situation. So if any of you out there are going through that, I've been there. I've still, I would say, right now this pandemic has definitely given me a different change. Just absorbing it, being grateful for it, being grateful for the opportunity of going through it, and understanding what I learned, what I need to learn, and how it's actually gonna be beneficial for me in the long run. I might not see it now, but like all things in life, it's a lot of things that happen to us. We don't see the good of it at the moment, but eventually, years down the road, we realize, how those things built us for what was coming for us. So have hope, have faith. Yeah, crazy hair and all today, but I wanted to just show you guys, my Coursera, how's it going, and at the same time, maybe some motivation for anybody out there that's going through a tough time. So I'll check in with you tomorrow, and stay tuned. See you guys tomorrow.